So I'm recording because there's somebody in the bank that's clearly not supposed to be here. So when I come in here and I deposit this money, I better not get robbed. I better not get nothing. He better not say a word to.
There's somebody in the bank who's not supposed to be there. Instead of rerouting yourself and saying, not today, you decide to go up in there with your camera out and a bag full of money. What you think your camera gonna do if he tried to rob you? Because me personally, if I was gonna rob you for that money, I was gonna rob your phone too. Common sense is not common for everybody.
To me, I promise. I don't have nothing for you, sir. You shouldn't even be in here.
And then you gonna go in there and antagonize this man. I'm telling y'all, clout is a hell of a drug.
What you talking about? I just put money in that team.
I don't give a f. So why you still here? Back up. You too close.
That's what I was gonna say for you. I was gonna say something to you. I just put money in. What's up? You okay?
Go ahead. Have a nice holiday. Yep. Nope.
This makes no sense. This
I
makes.
knew what it was. I knew what time it was. I knew what time it was. Look at this money I got. I got money in my mother hand. I can't be playing around with these mother. I promise you I can't. I promise you I can't. I can't play. I don't have time to.
Clout is a hell of a drug. You really had hundreds of dollars in your hand and still placed yourself in a suspicious situation. I'm a grown-ass man. I walk around with my gun all the time. I would not have went in that bank. Even if I had my gun on me, I would not have went in there. Like, what is the point? You know what that remind me of? I seen a video of somebody, dude got shot, and instead of calling 911, the first thing he did was go on live. He went on Facebook Live to let everybody know he got shot.
I don't know how else to say this, but my husband is manipulating and emotionally abusing me.
Oh, man. Tell me about it. Whatever you're comfortable talking about. Yeah, I don't want you to just talk. Tell me as much as you feel comfortable telling me.
Okay, so let me just start from the beginning. When my husband and I
don't know why I feel as though this whole thing about to be a bunch of bullshit. Anytime I hear somebody about to tell a story and I hear the crocodile tears, you hear the crocodile tears, you know that they're about to be the hero in that story, and really, they the villain. When you're speaking to somebody, pay attention to what they saying. Pay attention to their mannerisms and all that. They forcing the hero shit on you, because really, they the villain. I know she about to say some villainous shit.
When I first started dating, we had this deep conversation about cheating. He told me, clear as day, if this ever happens, I need to know straight away. If you tell me and it only happens once, I think I could forgive you. And honestly, that stuck with me. It made me feel like, okay, if I ever screwed up, at least being honest would matter to him more. Fast forward 5 years and we're married now. A couple weeks ago, there was this company party, and I don't even know how to say this, but I made a huge mistake.
Oh my God.
Slept with a coworker.
Oh my God. Y'all hear the word gymnastics? I don't know how to say this. I made a huge mistake. So, again, how is your husband manipulating you? How did your husband manipulate you if you the one that was cheating? How did your husband manipulate you if you the one that cheated? That just doesn't make any sense to me. The crazy thing is, you cheated at the party, but really, really, you've been cheating. You don't just cheat with your coworkers. Years or months of flirting, sexual attention. The Christmas party was a perfect opportunity to release all that sexual attention. So whoever the coworker is, you was having inappropriate conversations with that mother. It didn't just happen at that party. It was going on.
I know. It's awful. It was a moment of weakness, and
Hey, shout out to this guy right here. He looked like Simon Cowell. Or Simon Powell. He looked like Simon Powell. I don't know the dude name from American Idol. But shout out to him for his patience.
Hated myself every second since it happened. That conversation we had all those years ago, it kept playing in my head. I thought, if I just told him, at least I'd have a chance to fix things, you know? So a couple of nights ago, I brought it up. I asked him if he remembered those conversations we had about cheating. At first, he was like, which one? Because we had a lot of talks like that early on. So I reminded him about how he said he would forgive me if it only happened once, if I was honest. And then I told him everything. His reaction was immediate.
As it should.
He looked mortified.
As
he didn't
he
even
should.
say anything. Just packed his stuff and left. I begged him to stay.
As he
I
should.
was crying, apologizing, trying to explain, but he wouldn't listen.
So what it seems to me is you was walking around with this notion that you had a get out of jail free card. That's what it sounded like to me. You was out here, any, mini, miny, mo, with your get out of jail free card, waiting to throw that at somebody because you knew or you figured that once you come clean to your husband, he was going to forgive you.
Right.
He said he needed to cool down and walked out. The next day, we finally talked, and I tried to remind him of that conversation, thinking maybe it would help him maybe understand why I confessed. And do you know what he did? He laughed. He was just there on the other end of the phone laughing. Then he told me that he never meant any of it. That he only said he'd forgive me back then to make sure I'd confess if I ever cheated. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I know what I did was wrong. I'm not denying that for a second, but to hear him say he lied to me, that all this time he never actually meant to forgive me, it felt like, I don't know, like I'd been set up. Now he's planning to divorce me, and he said there's nothing I can say or do to make him change his mind. And I get it. I broke his trust. But at the same time, it feels like he broke mine too. I believed we had this understanding, you know? And maybe if I knew he was lying, I wouldn't have cheated in the first place.
That is insane. I feel as though as human beings, we all guilty of lust. We all have moments of weakness where we might walk out here and we might see somebody and you would not mind taking them to Stroke City. You would not mind taking them to Pound Town. Honestly, sometimes it happens, bro. Sometimes you do cross that line of scrimmage. You do things that you shouldn't do. One thing I can say about that, if you get caught or when you get caught, accept your faith. If you come clean and you told your significant other, like, yo, I did this, that, and the third, and they say, yo, I can't forgive you. We can't move forward. It's a wrap. Accept it. Don't try to manipulate the situation and make them seem like the bad guy for some shit that you did.
Yeah. I got that. You're gonna be online. Good. You're gonna be online. Good. I got you. What am I again? I got you. Somebody find this man, please.
It's clown behavior. The N-word is thrown out as a last resort to get you to react. If all else fails, the N-word is the trump card because they know how we feel about that word. And they know that if they can get us to react off of saying that word and do something out of pocket, then they win. Because I ain't gonna lie, what comes after you say the N-word to a black person and you're not black? There's a 70% chance an ass whooping will come after that. And what you gonna do when that ass whooping come? Call the police. Or, because let's not get it twisted. A lot of these racist bastards running around here, they strapped, and they just need a reason. So they'll throw that N-word out there, hoping that you give them a reason to shoot your black ass. Imagine you watching all my videos, laughing your ass off, but you still ain't subscribed. You got commitment issues, dog? It's free. It is free for you to subscribe. And hit the notification bell. That way, YouTube not going to control when or how you see my videos. Come on, people. What's going on? What are you waiting for? I ain't begging. I'm asking nicely. Don't make me ask you again.
You drunk as hell. Look at you. Please stop calling me drunk. Okay,
Where your shoes at?
Stop calling me
I say
drunk.
you don't care about none of that.
Stop calling me drunk.
You don't care about none
I'm
of that.
not drunk.
You don't care about none of that. Keep
I'm
going.
not drunk. I'm not drunk.
You don't care. No, I don't care.
Whoever it is behind that camera, she not your friend. You can hear it in her voice. The fact that she pulled that camera out, recording you in, I want to say, your worst moments. You know what I'm saying? You drunk as hell. But the fact that she was willing to fight you, talking about, I don't care about none of that, she not your friend. I hope the other people in y'all friend group cut her off as well.
Put aside that whole what do you bring to the table thing for 5 seconds and just hear me out. We're the type of men that still look to be the man in a relationship. And I mean, this goes for women as well, just reverse the roles, but I'm not looking for women, so there's no point for me to discuss women. Just for myself personally, but I can't seem to find a man who is still true to being a man in a relationship, because I believe that after I've established myself, I have the self-confidence, I have the self-respect, I, stay at home willingly, obviously. I just don't like to go out. But, with that said, I have everything established. I have a career, I have a job, whatever. But after I've worked on myself, I want to find a man that has also done the same and is the type of person who, after we are together, is like, hey, you have the option of being a homemaker. And, with that being said, I want a guy who wants to provide, because I also want to provide, just in a different way. I want to cook, I want to clean, I want to take care of a man fully, so that he can provide for me the way he wants. If that doesn't apply to you, then that's fine. That's not the type of relationship you're looking for, and that's okay. There's plenty of guys out there that, are okay with that 50-50 thing, or that whole, keeping tabs thing, and that's just not me. I'll just be honest. It's just really hard nowadays to find a man who wants to play the role of a man while I take on the role of a woman, and not necessarily the...
Everybody out here singing traditional roles. This ain't the 1950s. In the 1950s, we didn't have social media. Anytime I hear ladies talk about traditional roles, to me, it's a bunch of word gymnastics, because y'all don't understand what that really means. You don't understand just being super submissive and letting that man just be a man. I'm not blaming you, because a lot of us men, we don't have that experience, just like a lot of you women don't have that experience. That's not what we see on the internet now. It's a lot of programming that is done. We are not programmed to be traditional. As much as y'all are saying it sound good, but we not programmed like that.
1960s woman where, I endure abuse, or I am forced to stay home. But put aside that whole what do you bring to the...
I hate that whole what do you bring to the table conversation. I hate that. I feel as though we all should be comfortable with what we contribute. I'm comfortable using my talents and my ambition to provide for my family. My wife is also very ambitious. I understand that. I've known my wife since we were in high school. From high school to now, we wasn't together all throughout. But I know my wife. I know when she says certain things, what she really means. Like I said before, a hard head does make a soft behind. So sometimes she'll say things and I'll be like, all right. And then she'll come back and she'll be like, you were right. So sometimes you're able to do that. Now, life-changing decisions that could really affect our family, I don't really go for that. Getting in relationships with people who saying certain things that they don't know, that could probably put a strain on you, that's dangerous territory. In 2024, it is very expensive to provide for a family. So now if I tell you that, hey, I'm gonna take care of the family, all you gotta do is just stay home. I'm making a promise that I could potentially not keep. Why you say that? What you mean? At my job, they recently let some people go. So now imagine we starting a new life with a career that I've been had, right? A career that's providing for us, and you don't have to do anything. You don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to bring 20% in the house. All you gotta do is just sit in the house, look pretty. I get let go from my job. Now I can't afford our lifestyle. That's me potentially breaking a promise. It is hard out here. You might have built a career for years, have been getting promotion upon promotions to the point where now you're making 6 figures. For some strange reason, you lose your job. You get let go and you gotta start over. You might get another job, but it's going to take a while to get back to where you were. What are you going to do in that situation, man? When I tell you that there's a chance that you might have to get a job. There's a chance that we're going to have to cut down on a lot of these expenses. So you're not going to be living like a little princess anymore, because I can't afford to make you feel like a princess. How you gonna feel then? The problem is that a lot of y'all been on social media and y'all got introduced to people's lives who could afford to do those things, and now y'all want it. And now y'all making comparisons to traditional men, traditional women, and all that nonsense. But really, social media got y'all fucked up. Go out here and work, man. What's wrong with us building together?